Hello, everyone. Welcome to Online Driving School, where we empower everyone who wants to know how to drive. And even before you step into a driving school class, in this channel, you will equip yourself very well with the things that you will need to know. So be attentive, subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share also. So when you go to school, to any driving school, you will be told that during your final test now, so that before you have been issued with the driving license, is that the NTSA will test you in three things. The NTSA will test you in three things. Number one is that they will test you with oral questions. Then after oral questions, they will test you on the model town board. And then on the model town board, they will test you also the practical now. So where now you go and drive the car. So on the oral questions, these are questions that you are just asked. You are asked and then you answer with your mouth, just as the word oral suggests. So in this video, I'm going to share with us some few questions that you can be asked when you are taking your test, the oral questions, okay? The oral questions. You may be asked, how many wheels does a saloon car have? How many wheels does a saloon car have? So this question is easy. A saloon car has 5 wheels. Okay? A saloon car has 5 wheels. Why are we saying 5? 4, they are moving, and 1 is a spare wheel. So a complete saloon car has 5 wheels. Okay? 4 on the move and 1 spare wheel. Another question you may be asked is, how many eyes does a driver have? How many eyes? A driver has 3 eyes. 2 natural and 1 artificial. 1 artificial is the windows, the mirrors. The mirrors are also eyes of the driver. Okay. Another question you may be asked is, list the causes of accidents in Kenya. List the causes of accidents in Kenya. Number 1, drunkenness. These are causes of accidents that mostly drivers cause. Drivers. So there are drunkenness, overspeeding, overloading, carelessness. Okay, so all these causes, they are all linked with the driver. Overspeeding, drunkenness, carelessness, and overloading. Okay. Another question you may be asked is, what is the highway code? What is the highway code? So the highway code is a booklet checked and passed by the parliament for rules for road users. Okay? For rules for road users is a booklet that contains the rules for all road users. Road users, even pedestrians, are road users. Okay? Yes, some people think only those who have cars are the ones that are referred to road users. No, even animals are road users. They are using the same road. Okay, what is a pedestrian crossing? Another question, what is a pedestrian crossing? It is that part on the road that has been set aside or has been provided for safer crossing of the road for pedestrians. Okay, as the word suggests, pedestrian crossing, a section on the road that has been designated for safe crossing of the road by pedestrians. Okay. This is a question that you can be asked. Another question that you can be asked is, what are the rules of the model town board? What are the rules of the model town board? So the rules of the model town board are: number one, use the shortest and the most correct route without using parking. Number two, use the longest and the most correct route without using parking. Number three, use parking as the only option where there is no other route. Remember this, when you're answering this question, there are words that must appear in your answer. Number one, the first rule. Number one, use the shortest and the most correct. The word correct must appear. Use the shortest and the most correct route without using parking. Use the longest and the most correct route without using parking, and use parking as the only route where there is no other option. Another question that you may be asked in oral question is, which side do you overtake from? Which side do you overtake from? So, as we know, the overall rule for every driver or for every road in Kenya is that always keep left unless overtaking. So you will only overtake on the right. That is if you are using a two-way traffic or a one-way traffic. But a one-way traffic, you can overtake from the left, provided that the car in front of you and the car in front of you on the left side, there is no vehicle. Even behind, there is no vehicle. So always overtake on the right. When you are overtaking on the left, when you are in a two-way traffic and you're overtaking from the left, that is a criminal offense. That is a traffic offense, because you are overlapping, and overlapping is a traffic offense. Okay? And also remember that you are not supposed to overtake where there is a yellow continuous line. Yellow continuous line, you are not supposed to overtake. That is on a two-way traffic. You are not supposed to overtake where you see a yellow continuous line. And in a one-way traffic where you see a white continuous line, you are not supposed to change lanes or even overtake. Okay? Yeah, because you will be endangering yourself and other road users. Another question may be asked is, what are the documents, the three documents that you need, or the documents that when you have these documents, you are allowed to drive in Kenya. So you need to have a valid driving license, a valid insurance, and a valid vehicle inspection certificate. So anytime you go out there with insurance that has expired or a DL that has expired, you will find yourself on the wrong side of the law. So make sure you have a valid driving license, a valid insurance, and a valid vehicle inspection certificate. You see, even a driver, there are times you're not supposed to drive. So you may be asked a question: when are you not allowed to drive despite having the three valid required documents, despite having the valid driving license, the valid insurance certificate, and the valid vehicle inspection certificate? There are instances that you will not be allowed to drive. Okay? Number one, a driver is not allowed to drive when he's sick, when you're drunk, or when you're fatigued, ukiwa umechoka. So you're not supposed to drive. And this next question is it's a question that I was asked when still in school. And I asked the instructor, why have I not gotten this correct, yet I have written correct answers? So this is the question: which vehicles have the right of way? So when you are asked which vehicles have the right of way, obviously what comes to your mind, you'll say an ambulance, a police vehicle, a fire engine, a presidential escort. But remember, these are correct, but they are not correct. It is not every time you see a police car, you give it way. Or you see an ambulance, you give it way. Or you see a fire engine, you give it way. So this is the correct answer to this question. Which vehicles have the right key? They have the right of way. Number one, an ambulance with a siren, a fire engine with a siren, presidential escort with a siren, a police car with a siren. So make sure you answer these questions adding the word with a siren. A siren must be there for it to for now it to be said that this vehicle has a right of way. Okay. Yeah. Another question that we may be asked is this: what is the maximum speed limit on the highway? On the highway. And remember this: not every vehicle, the maximum speed on the highway is not constant for every vehicle. There are categories in which these speeds have been placed. So, like for a pickup or lorries, that is why you will always see behind the lorries, they have written 80 kilometers per hour. 80 kilometers per hour. That is the speed limit for lorries and pickups on the highway. For cars, even as you can see, even in the Thika superhighway, they have written somewhere 110, 110, 110. So these small cars, the saloon cars, those they can go up to 110 kilometers per hour in our major highways. And then the trailers, their maximum speed should be 65 kilometers per hour. 65 kilometers per hour. Okay, let's say there is another question you may be asked. When you intend to turn, what distance should you start indicating? When you intend to turn, at what distance should you start indicating? This is a problem that most of the time it causes accidents. Why? Because you will find a driver has an intention of turning right or turning left, but they have not indicated. So the people behind them, they are not sure of where this driver, they are not sure if this driver is going to turn or not. And so what happens? You may cause an accident. So at what distance are you supposed to start indicating? You should start indicating at a distance of 50 meters in advance. At a distance of 50 meters in advance. Or you should start indicating from a point whereby you know that the indicators, you see the indicators, you just make sure that before you reach your point of turning 50 meters in advance, you start indicating. It will prepare the driver behind you. To know that now I have to slow down because he wants to turn. But imagine you have not indicated and you just indicate abruptly and turn, and the vehicle behind you was just tailgating you. You may cause an accident. Okay? You may cause an accident. Another simple question: who is a driver? Who is a driver? Who is a driver? And remember, you cannot use the word to define itself. So who is a driver? A driver is a person who controls. You hear? Who controls a vehicle from point A to point B. That is a driver. Use the word control and not move, because anyone can move a vehicle. Anyone can move a vehicle, but not everyone can control a vehicle. Because when we are talking about moving, we can all be out, nobody in the driver's seat, and then we push a car and it moves. So it doesn't mean that all of us who are pushing that car are drivers. But if we enter into the driver's seat, or anyone enters into the driver's seat and now controls the car. If we are going left, he turns the steering wheel to the left. Now that is a driver controlling the vehicle, also pressing the pedals, and if it's a manual, changing of the gears. Okay, that one, you at least have known some few questions that you are supposed to have. Another thing, that I may just share as I end this video is this. When you go to a driving school, you will be issued with a provisional driving license, a PDL. A PDL is a license that the NTSA gives to students who are learning. It is not a license. When you have that PDL, you must have an instructor by your side. So if you have gone to the driving school and you have been given that provisional driving license, don't go with it and start driving a car, because I believe that most people knows how to drive. They just go to the driving school to acquire the driving licenses. So when you have been given the provisional driving license, don't make a mistake of going to drive a vehicle with it, because you may think you have the license with you. That is not a license. That is just a license to allow you to drive the school vehicle. Okay, and you must have an instructor beside you so that it may be legit. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you have learned something from this video. Comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.